when every woman should be celebrated, a spine-chilling incident has come to fore from India's Silicon Valley. Now remember, just 8 days after a woman was stabbed outside her office in Bengaluru, a second horrific attack on a working woman has taken place in the IT capital. A 30-year-old woman, tele-caller, was stabbed on her face right in front of her office by her ex-boyfriend. Now, the incident took place on March 2nd. Now, as per the cops, it was a rage attack following up a breakup. The accused was enraged after the woman broke up with him and went to the woman's office. He took help from the victim's colleague to lead her out of her workplace. Then he stabbed her on the face to disfigure her. The woman, in fact, has sustained scar injuries and is currently hospitalized. Remember, a similar such incident took place in the city on March 8th when a woman named Pavitra was stabbed by her boyfriend right outside her office in Bengaluru when her family turned down his marriage proposal. My colleague Toya Jakshi joins me live on the broadcast to get us more details on this horrific incident coming out from the Silicon Valley of India. Toya, good evening. This is unfortunate that even as we speak, today, of course, is International Women's Day, but we are seeing yet another horrific episode like this come out from Bengaluru. Talk to us about what really transpired in this case. And as you speak about that, also with the fact that this puts back focus once again on jilted lovers and the psyche and the red flags of such relationships, because we did see another such incident transpire last week in the city.
Well, yes, first of all, let me correct this. The incident which happened on February 28th, where Pavitra's stabbing case, whereas both of them were in a relationship, just because the victim's family did not accept for the proposal. You know, the jilted lover, he directly entered into her office and he got her out and stabbed right in front of her office, and the victim is no more. And like this, you know, this within a week, there's another incident which happened on March 2nd. A victim, a 30-year-old victim, you know, who was working for a startup company in Bengaluru in HRBR layout, whereas, you know, she was from Chikmagalur and the accused is from Hassan, district of Karnataka. And this incident happened because they both were in a relationship again, you know, jilted lover. And since that the girl broke up with him and he was not able to take that, and he wanted to show the revenge, you know, take the revenge on her. And that is the main reason he again went to her office and he stabbed on her face right in front of the office. Immediately the incident happened. The colleagues of her rushed her to the hospital, nearby hospital, and you know, then right now her condition is stable. She is responding to all her treatments, but as exactly she gives an open statement you know, to the police, saying that she don't want to pursue this case further, and she is also filed a complaint and registered an FIR. That's because for a safer side, that she will not have any kind of problems in further coming days. Over to you.
Right, Thoya. Thank you very much for getting us those details and also breaking down into context about both these episodes that did transpire in Bengaluru, but we leave it at that for the moment. But to talk to us more on this horrific incident, I have Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, spokesperson of Karnataka BJP, Brinda Adige, activist, as well as Rekha Agarwal, lawyer, joining me on the broadcast. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me this evening. Of course, it is a day to be celebrating in terms of the fact that it is International Women's Day, but we find ourselves yet again in a spot where we are discussing such atrocities against women. Brinda Adige, I will come to you first. This is, of course, not the first case that we've seen of jilted lovers. In fact, just in the past couple of weeks, if we go on to talk about the multiple episodes that have come out, what is your opening take on this? Because this, of course, also puts things into perspectives about red flags in relationships, psyche of jilted lovers.
You want me to answer?
Right, Brinda Adige, please go ahead.
First and foremost, we need to understand that men and women continue to work, continue to remain in a patriarchal society. And this patriarchal society places a lot of burden on the woman. And there has been no education that is extended to men to say that if the woman does not consent, accept that. But men feel that a woman can never say no to them. A woman dare not say no to them. That a woman has no say in any relationship, whether it is sanctioned by the society or it is not sanctioned by the society. The man has the right to do anything that he wants. Secondly, you look at our system. Our system continues to be patriarchal in its thoughts and its functioning. The functionaries in the system also continue to be like that, which means there is no justice that is extended to women, even when these cases come up over there. And in this case that you have just now talked about, where she does not even want to register a case, shows that the system does not even extend that protection to the woman, which by law she needs to get. So we are talking about education and we are talking about the legal system.
Brindya, as you of course point that out, let me take that same point across to Rekha Agarwal. Rekha, the fact that of course we just pointed out that the victim has decided of course not to speak to the media as well about this, and respecting that aspect, but of course it raises questions in terms of how do young women deal with such situations when we talk about the law? What is it that they can do in such circumstances? Because speaking about such episodes, number one, is never easy. And of course, in this case, of course, it has been a heinous crime as well.
Certainly, I appreciate the sensitivity of the situation and the sentiment of the victim in this case. These things are very painful to talk about. And, fortunately, we have a very strong, watertight legal system in place. The laws are there, the Indian Penal Code is there, which is, fully sufficient to take care of any such complaints in case the police registers a complaint, of such a heinous offense taking place against any woman. In this particular case, it is sad that the woman is not willing to talk about the incident that has happened. But I, being a part of the legal system, a practicing lawyer in the Delhi courts, I have full confidence in the legal system. And I'm certain that if the complaint is registered and an FIR is registered in the relevant sections of law, the culprit will be brought to book. It takes a lot of that Indian legal system because, or unfortunately, in our legal system, the Constitution ensures that even the accused person has got a right to be heard. Not only the victim, but even the accused has got a right to be heard. So in our legal system, the accused person is innocent until he's proved guilty. So our legal system takes a long time to bring the guilty person to book, before he's punished. And we have a three-tier system. We have the lower courts, then we have the high court, then we have the Supreme Court. So even as we saw in the case of heinous sexual offences which have taken place in the past, particularly the Nirbhaya case, there have been various amendments to the criminal law system, and where even such offences like stalking and voyeurism have been brought in the purview of an offence. So in this case that has taken place on the 2nd of March, obviously this person was stalking her. Right. It is a case of a jilted lover who could not accept no. What was his psychology? In fact, this is a case more of criminal psychology, that why did this accused person was not able to accept no? Why did he not just accept the fact that the woman is not interested in marrying him or just not interested in having a relationship? So having said that, I think that nobody can take law in his own hands. And particularly, I'm again, mentioning about the Nirbhaya case and the amendments which have taken place in the year 2013 in the criminal law, where any kind of sexual offense or any kind of offense against women is taken very seriously. And women have got a right to say no. Zero tolerance is the right of every woman. No person can insist upon any woman that, he should accept her or his overtures or his advances or be willing to go into a relationship. In fact, even if a woman is in a live-in relationship, even if she's not got married, she has got a right to full protection with her live-in partner. Of course, in a married relationship, women do have the rights under the Hindu Marriage Act or under the IPC. But now our legal system is so advanced that even a live-in partner has got the full protection. So I think that in this case, I'm very, very confident that the victim will get full justice. And once the FIR is registered under the relevant sections of law, I think this is going to be a case of Section 326 IPC, which is causing grievous hurt. Now, whether there was any, now it will depend upon the report of the medical reports as to where exactly what kind of weapon was used, was there any intention to murder her, so depending upon all those reports, because one hasn't seen those, I'm only going by the media reports, it seems that this was a case that where the person just wanted to scar her forever, so that she finds it difficult to find another partner in life again. So depending upon the injury, the FIR is going to be registered under the relevant sections, and I'm certain that he will be punished. It will take time, but we must have faith in the judicial system. It is a long drawn process, but ultimately, as they say, that the wheels of justice grind slowly but surely.
Right, as you of course make those significant points as well, let me go across to Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, who's of course a spokesperson of Karnataka BJP, joining us as well. How do you read into this, with the fact that if you look at the numbers or in the state of crimes against women has been increasing over the years? In fact, 2021 data also suggests 14,468. What can the government do in such a situation? What is your viewpoint about the same? Because we do know sometimes justice in such cases needs to be speedier, and we have seen in the past that it's not quick.
First of all, I'm so sorry for the gruesome incident that has happened to that girl. And this individual and isolated incident that wouldn't definitely reflect the law and order situation in the state of Karnataka, and the BJP government has been given utmost security to women, and it has brought out so many women empowerment programs to empower women in the state of Karnataka. Now, as compared to earlier years, years, now health indicators have been improved, women's safety conditions have been improved, and much conditions have been taken place, like Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, Nirbhaya scheme, setting up of sainik schools, and banning triple talaq, and also recently hijab. These issues have been so many liberating of the women and women's safety in the state of Karnataka. This isolated incident has involved so many stakeholders, like the culprit, his parents, his upbringing, and the victim, her parents. And he definitely, the kind of person, the kind of psychological disorder definitely needs to be counseled, and he need to be
right. Dr. Lakshmi, I have to interject you over there. Let me
Yeah.
take that point across to Brinda Adige. Brinda Adige, of course, in your career as an activist as well, you would have seen, do you really think that what is being done, like she's of course spoken about certain incidents that the government has done, is it enough? Number one, is education also for the men being done enough? In your opinion, in your career span, what is it really going to take to change the way, certain attitude also to be mended at the end of the day in society?
At the outset, let us be very, very clear. The state has a responsibility, and you cannot absolve yourself by saying you have all of these schemes around for protection. Where is it seen that justice can be given or is given? That is a big question. Where is it seen that the people, especially the perpetrators, have the fear of the law? No, they don't have the fear of the law, because the courts take such a long time. You already, one of the other panelists spoke saying, what is the mindset? What is the psyche? The psyche stems from my respect and fear of the law. If that impunity continues, we keep blaming the psychology, but not taking responsibility for extending protection or punishment to the perpetrator. So let us be very clear that our courts have to take responsibility, be accountable for their lethargic way of addressing cases of protection for women. Any of these schemes that is being talked about are just schemes because no confidence is extended to women that they can come forward and make a complaint, because they are scared something else might happen to them, which means there is no victim protection. And they will not come forward to give you any kind of a witness in court. The cases take so many years to finish, which means the victim has to suffer not only social stigma, but also has to suffer economic challenges. Her family also has to suffer economic challenges. So what is the state doing about all of that? Your schemes may not be sufficient. They may be addressing less than 15% of the entire issue.
Absolutely, Brinda. And again, on
direction.
that note, I want to thank all three of you for joining us on the show and, of course, giving us your viewpoint about this. But for the moment, we leave it at that. And on that note, that's all I have for you in this edition of News at 7. Thank you very much for watching, but stay tuned to Mirror Now. News and views to continue this evening.